Hey, Nick, we need a tagline for the podcast.
No. Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics.
So, who did censor Roger Rabbit? You guys don't know? Yeah, you guys don't know who censored Roger Rabbit? It's a book that was made in the, I want to say, early 80s, late 70s.
Is this your homework that you did?
Yeah, well, so Who Framed Roger Rabbit was based on who censored Roger Rabbit. And then he made, I want to say, 2 other books that none of them say Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh.
And the second one might be Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it was like Who Censored Roger Rabbit was the first one. And apparently it's fucked.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Should have made a movie out of that one.
So guys, how are we doing this fine Sunday?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I threw you off with the Who Censored Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Guys, you did. Never.
I had stunned looks all around.
I wonder what movie we're doing this week.
I heard we're doing Ghost Dad.
Obviously. Hey man, I love that movie.
Do you love that movie?
It was a fun movie.
I guess
I just felt like poisoning someone's cocktail watching it. So
I look back on that movie and I'm just kind of like, Bill Cosby's kind of creepy now.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's probably why you went to jail.
any movies
Probably.
like that where like the parent dies and regardless if they're still a ghost or not, those movies are always hard hitting for me. Which no particular reason at that time, but they were always so sad because like in the end, yeah, their parent's gone now and it's sad.
Yeah.
So
You have no idea what movie we're talking about, do you?
Ghost Dad? It's been a long time since I watched it. Probably when I was a child.
Yeah, that was the last time I watched it too. Was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But
yeah, probably
that-
me too actually.
That's not the movie we're doing today.
Nope.
We're doing
Little Mermaid?
yeah. Part of your world.
No. At all. No.
Came out about the same time, didn't
Yeah,
it?
I did. Yeah.
1 year later, yeah.
Yeah.
1 year later?
Yeah, Little
I-
Mermaid was 89, this was 88.
So I can't remember 100%, but it was either Who Framed Roger Rabbit or Bambi was my first movie I ever went to in the theater. Because there was a re-release of Bambi. I didn't watch the original time Bambi came out. It was in the mid-'80s, and I can't remember which one was the first one. It was
His
one of
mom
those
still
two.
dies.
Huh?
His mom still dies in the end.
Oh, yeah. That's another one where... What's
Yeah.
with dead parents and
Yeah.
family movies?
Now we should talk about Batman.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's like... That's not even like the best dead parent thing.
Like in The Wedding Singer, it's like, man, I heard what happened at your wedding. That must have sucked. It's like, no, I felt really good. My parents died when I was a kid. Do you want to talk about that? Why do we want to talk about that? I don't know.
We really need to do Teen Titans Go to the Movies one of these days. Have you seen Teen Titans Go to the Movie? There's a scene where they go back in time because they need to stop all the other superheroes because they're sick of all these superhero movies being made. And someone said, the only way you're ever getting a superhero movie about you is if there was no other superheroes to make movies of. So they, save Batman's parents' lives. and so he never becomes Batman. They do this for, all of the superheroes.
Yeah.
They, change their, their story. And then, they come back from the past. Everything's on fire. They're just like, oh, yeah, super. So they go back and, they no, wait, family, go down this dark alley. Here's a pearl necklace, Martha, and sends them on their way.
Man, I should watch this show.
It's fucked.
That's awesome.
Now I want to see that.
Yeah, well, we're getting out of the cartoon range here. I think we're almost done with cartoons for the month. This is 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is the last month of the year.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Last
week-
month of the year, right?
Last month of
Yes.
the year. Wow.
It does look that way when you look
Yeah.
outside.
or hear me out, last week of the month.
Maybe, but it's very December looking out there, right,
Yes,
Daddy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we just got a bunch of snow not too long ago.
And apparently Southern Alberta got nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's what my mom said.
Really?
Yeah.
Them bastards.
Right?
Oh yeah, my dad just came back from Valmont. He came back from a funeral, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the roads are great, except for when we got close to Edmonton." I mean, it's like, son of a bitch.
But it's supposed to be nice this week, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
it's supposed to be. All right. So what movie did we all watch?
Well, I mean, like I said last week, they clicked on it. They know what movie we're doing.
Well,
Did they
they
click
click
on last
Or
week?
it just, and then, like my buddy in the middle of the night, just wake up to our voice.
Yes, exactly.
The fuck are they talking about?
So, who framed Roger Rabbit? The 1987 classic, right?
88, I think.
88?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I need to say that opening animation shot, is that not some of the best animation you've ever seen?
Like the
ever?
Arcade Maroon or the
Yeah.
Raoul cartoon with Baby Herman.
Well, it's a maroon
Pictures. He's the
maroon
producer.
Pictures. Yeah.
Raoul's the director.
And it's totally a spoof off of Looney Tunes.
Oh, totally.
Like with the
Well, it's
circles.
got a bit of Tom and Jerry feel to it too.
It does.
Yeah, like especially with like the mother just being legs.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all in Tom and Jerry. You never saw. Well, you just sometimes saw, but you generally never saw the whole body. So
That was kind of a trope of them. Like that happened in some Bugs Bunny as well, right?
yeah,
And I even think there's some Mickey Mouse shorts. Wait, or Walt Disney shorts. I shouldn't say Mickey Mouse, but like Disney shorts like that,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm pretty sure there's a Goofy or two where you're like, you never see the face.
yeah.
yeah,
Well, saves animation.
Mm-hmm.
it sure does.
But they broke the budget animating that one scene. I
Yeah,
think. Like,
and
it
then
was-
when it like the whole scene when he screwed up the line with the fridge on his head, and it starts becoming more 3D.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, that's funky. And then of course pans out, and then the set is all real life type things. So
yeah,
like that movie was freaking groundbreaking.
that was such a beautiful shot. Like you didn't realize you were watching that transition until you, oh fuck, we're transitioning into the real world.
Because
And
it
like,
happened so seamlessly. Yeah,
it
so-
did. Yeah,
and for that era, like that, they have a hard time doing that in
they
today's
do it
technology.
now. Yep, they do. Yeah.
And it's funny because Robert Zemeckis did this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't get it right in like the animation right. Well, for the most part, in the Polar Express or the other Christmas Carol. They were all soulless looking, and
I think that was a conscious decision in those movies.
was it though? Maybe. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just so
I hated the animation in Polar Express. And
yeah,
then,
me too.
And then I know I've talked about this in the podcast in the past where my wife, she loves that movie. And I couldn't stand it when it first came out, right? Like, oh my god, this, what do they call it? The uncanny valley, right? But now I don't notice the art, the CGI anymore. It doesn't bug me at all anymore. And I guess it's part of the charm of that movie now.
I just it's funny because I'll go back with this movie. This movie for me was the #1 animated, and I say that loosely, of course, movie in my heart growing up. And this and T2 as movies that had way ahead of their time special effects that to this day struggle to be matched, which I don't understand why.
That's actually true. If you think of it, yeah,
Yeah, like,
it really is. Cause yeah,
what's ever matched this?
Because even
They-
back in Action and Space Jam, which were the Warner Brothers, not in that order, follow-up,
yeah.
they were good, but they weren't this good.
Space Jam was pretty good.
Pretty good.
But it was
Pretty
different.
good, but you could tell that you could really tell on the borders and stuff like that.
So later on in the movie, and I was gonna get to this, but I'm gonna jump to it right now. When Valen's in Toontown,
Yep.
you can see it then. You know, the Toons interacting with everybody, that stuff's almost seamless, right? Like it's
Yeah.
very good. But when he first comes into Toontown, when it's really bright, you can see some of the struggle there. It's when the darker tones hit, it's not so bad. But like I actually think that Space Jam did a better job incorporating Michael Jordan into a cartoon world than they did with Eddie Valent into this cartoon world. in some of the shots. Anyway, it is,
Yeah.
like I said, when it gets darker and grittier, it's less noticeable. When he first comes in there, it's almost like a white line around him.
Yeah, and it's funny because, of course, I watch this on Blu-ray, and it's a little more painful. Like, there's certain movies where you kind of have to deal with the non-high definition to get how it was supposed to look. And, like, this one, even, like, when I was watching it today, the gun, like, the Toon gun,
Yep.
Yeah.
it was really out of place.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't notice it when I watched it. How do you watch it, Danny?
High def.
High def?
Yeah.
I just watched it on Disney Plus, and the gun didn't bother me that much. So, but I was curious. I was how you guys would react because I know you like Blu-ray, and I figured you would have watched in high def too. So
Yeah, because my TV automatically detects high if it's a high def.
Yeah.
So everything converts it to ultra high
When
def.
I was playing mine on a 4K player, too. So,
Oh, I know. But yeah,
Yeah.
My Disney Plus is the ultra.
oh, is it the Ultra?
It's an ultra, so you could tell in the ultra very seamlessly. But yeah, you're right. When in dark spots, you can't tell. Until, when you entered in Toontown, it's like, whoa,
unless that was on
okay.
purpose, you know,
Well, yeah.
because
yeah.
the light and whatnot.
I think they couldn't get the effect right. Is what I think.
That's probably more accurate, yes.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Did you notice? Did you think it was pretty seamless for the most part, then, Danny, watching on ultra high def, or was it actually? Did it make it worse? Kind of like.
It made it worse because if I watched it normally, it would have been fine. I would have not noticed all those little bits and pieces of it being too bright and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just, to me, I still like the movie. I liked it. It was a great movie, but it's just like things I should have just watched it somewhere else on a different thing in a different setting. Or on my laptop, I guess would have been better.
VHS for the win.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I don't know if that would have been to watch this. If anyone out there's got a VHS copy of Roger Rabbit, please talk to us because we might take it off your hands. So I kind of wrote these in order. I made notes today.
Yeah, no, we're seeing you in a book.
I laughed when Eddie Valance on the red
Valiant.
car. Valiant. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I'm gonna butcher it all day.
Yeah, you are.
You're gonna correct me
Nope.
every time?
I'm just going to do it once and then just stare at you every time you get it wrong.
Staring at
So
me.
they won't see it, but you'll see it.
Talent?
Valiant, as in like
Valiant.
noble.
Valiant is valiant.
Valiant?
Yeah.
Valiant.
Valiant.
When whoever's like listening.
Whatever, vent. This is where Corey hits me now.
Twitch.
You guys hear this? I love the touch of him sitting on the red car. He's like, "Oh, we got the best transportation in the world. Why do I need a car?" And he jumps off and he goes, "Thanks for the cigarettes, kids." He's like fucking 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds.
Well, it's even like when he met with Maroon the first time there, and he's like, a job like that, $100. $100? Yeah.
1920s money, though.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But do you guys know when this was set?
20s or 30s, yeah.
It was a
No, 30s, because there was color
30s.
cartoons.
Yeah.
Yes, because Betty Boop says, "Oh,
Things
you
are
know."
different
Yeah,
things
it's
about
different.
color.
Yeah.
Did you know, and I think I mentioned this when we did the movie, but in Christmas Vacation, Aunt...
We've never done Christmas Vacation.
Okay, I thought we might have. But anyways,
Something I want to do in
what's her
Christmas.
name? Aunt, the kind of crazy one there, the slow one.
Yes, she's Betty Boop.
Yeah, she's the voice of Betty Boop, including in this movie, and did it in the old black and white series.
Oh, really? I didn't
So-
know that.
The aunt that puts the
The cat in the box and the jello in the box. and the-
Yeah. Oh, really? No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Okay.
Bethany. That was her
Bethany.
name. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The grace, Bethany. They want you to say the grace.
The blessing. But yeah, that's super cool that she did it in this and she did it in the old things. Like the voice acting in this movie is like so top notch for me because Mel Blanc came back to do everything practically, and Mel Blanc was a god in the voice acting department, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, like he did. In the Flintstones movie, when they took the soundbite from Dino from the cartoon and put it in the movie, that was Mel Blanc, and they didn't get permission from his estate, and so his family actually sued that movie.
Oh,
Really? Oh, damn.
Because all they wanted to do was just a soundbite. They weren't trying to whatever, but bottom line is they didn't get permission, so...
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how that works for the old Flintstone reruns then. Or like
They-
any Hanna-Barbera
They
reruns.
more than likely get, like, nickels at a time type thing, so... However that works. I don't even know how that works, but...
Yeah, is that a greedy family or is that them being just?
Well, not so much just as... That's the way the cookie crumbles, you gotta deal with it, so...
Did you guys like the little Walt sent me as the code to get into the speakeasy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice little touch.
That was good, too.
I just thought of Ace Ventura with that. What's the password? New England clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? Oh, I never remember this one. Red? They open the door and say, yes! Every time I see one of those type, that scene always comes to my mind, so...
Did this style of movie do it for you guys? Like, I love noir. And I love, like, the backdoor speakeasy stuff. Is that your jam, Danny? Or is it not really your thing? Like...
Wait, you're saying your jam is the back door?
That's what we heard. That's what we heard. This is what we heard.
You know...
That's what we heard.
That's fair, okay. Like...
I don't know where to go from here. I want an adult. Where on this beer did he show he did to you?
There's no adults here.
I'm just gonna stay sitting for a while.
You ever see Touched by an Angel?
Sorry.
He touched you where? Oh, come on!
Touch me right in my halo.
Now I'm scarred.
You're welcome.
I was asking if the detective movie...
No!
I don't want to ask you about backdoors anymore.
Still did.
I never really got into that genre. It's fine enough. Like, I mean, you take like Spider-Man Noir and all that stuff. Like, it's fine enough, but it was never my style.
You guys ever watched Maltese Falcon or...
No, I've never seen a Humphrey Bogart movie.
You've not even Casablanca?
No.
Really? I seen Casablanca. I had
Casablanca.
That was really good.
Good.
I believe that. I just haven't watched it.
I love the old Sam Spade movies. Like there's a lot of the Sam Spade stuff in here. Like this is a direct rip off of that. That's like Sam Spade is Humphrey Bogart's famous detective character,
Play
right?
it again, Sam.
Yeah. Well, different Sam that time. Because that's not Sam Spade.
Okay. I just know that line.
Yeah. I think Sam's the piano player in that movie.
That would make sense based on the sentence.
Casablanca's not a detective movie.
No?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Nope. Casablanca's a wartime movie.
Okay.
It's about a guy who owns a bar in a town called Casablanca. And people fly in that are from the good side, like the Allies, and then they're looking for protection from the Nazis.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not all what I would have thought the movie's about.
Yeah. We're
Right
gonna
on.
have to do Casablanca one day. We're gonna do, since we just did a month of cartoons, maybe we should do a month of classics.
Yeah.
Like classics.
I've never seen any movie aside from Indiana Jones, and I technically watched that Benedict Cumberbatch Code one. I can't remember what it's called. But either way, I've never seen a Nazi movie because I just don't do World War II movies.
Like, you've never seen, like, Saving Private Ryan?
Nope. Name a war movie. I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Part of it is my upbringing. My grandfather was a German in the German army.
You don't want to see the good guys lose, I guess.
Well, no. He was interviewed by a paper or something, and he said, what was it like being, because he came to Canada as soon as he could. He hated what they stood for, and so as soon as he served his 1 year, he got the fuck out of Dodge. And so this newspaper or whatever interviews him, and it's like, what was it like being a German during all this? And he's like, well, American soldiers came into the small German towns, shot first, asked questions later. Women, children, they didn't care. They gunned them down. And they're like, oh, well, we can't have a story that makes Americans look bad. Sorry, thanks for your time. And so ever since then, 99.999%, and not all, there's still that room, but either way, portray Americans as this glory save the world type, and the Nazis as, oh, we only interested in killing people type. And it's bothered me to the core, so I can't do it.
You should watch.
I heard Fury, though, was good for both sides. So
Fury's good. You should watch Inglourious Basterds.
oh, I've seen that. That's true. Fairness. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Especially when they gun him down in the theater.
The Americans are fucking ruthless in that movie.
Yeah, Brad Pitt and Eli Roth were pretty fantastic in that. So.
Yeah.
Did you know Adam Sandler was supposed to be the Bear Jew?
Oh, Jesus. I think Eli Roth was a better choice.
Yes, I think so too. But I would. I don't know. I could see it. And what the fuck was Adam Sandler making? Because he kept saying, "Oh, I'm."
01, I think.
No, it was later than
No,
that.
it was later than that.
04, 05-ish.
Okay. Anyway.
He was making something, and then Tarantino comes by. Oh yeah, I wrote this role for you because they've been talking about doing a movie together for like a long time, and he's just kind of like, well, I can't do it. Sorry, even though I really want to.
That might have been around the same time as Longest Yard, actually.
Oh, I was just gonna say.
Because Longest
That
Yard
was-
was 05.
Man, could you imagine? Actually, the more I think about it, I think Inglourious Basterds 07.
Was it?
The more I think about it, I think
07 I thought was Chuck and Larry. That can't be. He would not give up.
Oh my God, could you imagine
Yeah.
you gave up a Quentin Tarantino movie for I Now Pronounce You Chuck and
And I mean,
Larry?
I'm an Adam Sandler fan, so I like that movie. But yeah, that's a weird gamble to make.
Yeah, I don't think that would be the one I would want.
That's like Katie Holmes giving up The Dark Knight to do Mad Money.
What?
Do you ever watch Mad Money with Katie
No.
Holmes and Queen Latifah and everything?
No.
They play like
That's-
these female bank robbers type thing, or
That's why I was
heist things.
what?
That's why Katie Holmes did not return as Rachel for The Dark Knight, because she wanted to do that movie instead.
I've never heard of that.
I watched it. It was whatever. It was fine, but yeah. And I mean, as much as I love Maggie Gyllenhaal, I've been obsessed with Katie Holmes since freaking Dawson's Creek. So
We should keep an eye out on him. He's obsessed with a lot of ladies.
Yeah.
I can't help it they don't put curtains on their windows.
Hey, Katie's home had enough creepy people in her life,
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like.
Yeah.
Even if I had the opportunity to meet her, I wouldn't, because I'm just like, if I come across creepy, I might trigger something. I don't know. So maybe I'll bring up Scientology. I don't know. So
Yeah, hey, how's the church? Hey,
Yeah.
I hear you and Tom are still going hard at it, right?
yeah.
Right? No? Oh, this is awkward.
I think it was Ricky Gervais or someone who said that they were speaking to a high member of Scientology, and Ricky Gervais made up a story, blah blah blah, and about like what the church does, and they're like, yes, that's exactly what we do, and blah blah. But he completely made it up, and he's like, after that, I have no interest in that. So
Oh wow.
I wonder why. I don't think it's as big as it used to be, but it used to be
no,
really.
it's definitely nobody hears about, because Will Smith was supposed to be one, and nobody talks about him with it, and Tom Cruise is the only name associated with it, but he hasn't.
But John
made
Travolta, too.
Oh yeah, that's right. But there's been no about it for a while, so
I think the.
Well, I think they get a bad rap with all the shit that's gone down with all the
thanks to
sexual
Tom.
assaults and stuff like that, and I think they're trying to hide themselves from
That
all
and they're
that.
clinically insane.
Yep, that too. That too.
They pissed off Anonymous. You guys know who Anonymous
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Like, don't piss off Anonymous.
No.
It's like I don't know what you did to piss off Anonymous.
That's like modern day Illuminati stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I read a meme that like an Anonymous, final boss of the internet. Which is like pretty much.
They've
Like,
been pretty quiet for a while too, actually, which is too bad, because I loved their stuff. So
oh, there was some stuff that Anonymous was doing there last year.
oh really? Nice.
Yeah.
I'm pro them, so yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was, though. It was, I think it had to do with the opening of all the alien stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because down in the States, they opened up a lot of the files on...
Yeah, let them to be public record.
Yeah.
Yeah, they opened those up last year, yeah. A lot of things came out. That they were hiding.
It's kind of weird how little people talk about it.
I know. Like, you know your society is fucked when they, like, blow the whistle on one of the biggest government cover-ups of all time and nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's because everyone talks about it and then they do TV shows and shit like that. I'm not trying to, like, it's...
Well, they got idiots that I guess, like, aliens built the pyramids, right?
Yeah.
And then then it discredits everything else that comes out of that, right? Like,
Yeah. So if you get something that's actual proof of it, it changed a lot of people like, is it really proof? But it's like, well, it could be.
We're getting way off topic here, but
Hey, remember when we were talking about Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, right? We just slid into something way different. Don't kill us.
I blame me. All right, Jeff, how are your notes?
Me too. Did you guys feel like this movie felt very Back to the Future-esque, like in the score?
Cough, cough, Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yes.
There were times where I'm just like, because we just recently did Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I've been thinking of this movie this whole time. Is like, man, that score is almost right out of Back to the Future. Like it could have fit
Was
right
it
in there.
Danny Elfman? I don't think it was. I didn't
That's
check
worth
that.
a Google.
Yeah. I'll check. No, I don't want to
You
check.
can't check.
Yeah.
Danny.
I'm sorry, no.
Danny.
No.
Danny?
Said no.
Laura.
There is no
Laura!
Laura.
Oh, we should acknowledge this.
Oh, by the way, there's no Laura.
There is no
We're not
Laura.
actually talking over her. She's not here.
Yeah. Oh, poor Laura. I can't believe she's been working this hard all week.
Yeah.
Between her and her kid there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alan said like 100 hours
Yeah, I
or
was
something
gonna
like that.
say, I just read that.
Which this
crazy.
month, and like 160 hours is full time. And he's not supposed to be full time, he's supposed to be casual, and yet he's put in 100 hours this month.
That's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If she needed all this help,
You said it best.
yeah, all them teenagers sitting there hanging around our house.
Doing jack all.
Yep.
Fucking even today was pulling teeth.
Oh, what?
They're-
Wait, we'll air our dirty laundry after the podcast.
They were cleaning the garage, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, you guess to get him to do
Did you
it?
offer the kids on Wednesday too
To do what?
to help out Laura if she needed any help?
I forgot to, and I should have.
No, God.
Well, maybe
you
we
guys,
did mention
you
something.
guys
about-
did mention that there. If you guys needed any help, but we had a bunch of teenagers at home.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
Laura's a very, if you want it done right, do it yourself.
Don't worry,
type
I'm the
person.
same person too.
Well, so I was until my district manager at Blockbuster taught me the beauty. Like, I've already knows what delegation is, but they taught me the art of delegation, and I'm not like that anymore. So
Corey,
Don't worry, me neither. I've kind of slowed down on it too.
I just want to do some very terrible math. Because it's like, I'm this way, but I haven't been since then. Your professional career, so Blockbuster closed how many years ago?
Oh.
14.
14 years ago?
14 in October.
And
Damn.
you are 44?
5.
45.
Oh,
So you would have been
old.
31 at that time when
Yeah.
it closed?
Uh-huh.
Which means you would have been in the working force, let's say from 18 for 13 years.
Uh-huh.
So you've been in the working force for longer with this new knowledge, minimum, than you were before you were like that.
Keep
So
going.
you've spent more time thinking that way than not thinking that way.
Uh-huh.
No.
What
Yep.
are we getting at?
Never mind.
Okay.
I'm just saying that you don't really think that way. You've spent more time not thinking that way than you did thinking that way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it changed my life at that time, though, so. Anyway.
Listen, guys, math is
Life-
hard. I get it. Math is
Life,
hard.
life lessons a day. All right.
Sometimes you get a little convoluted. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it happens.
Yeah.
It went straight to
With
alien
us,
super
no.
bit.
So, what was the biggest Easter egg? Was Acme the biggest, like, oh my god, right from the movies, or like I'm trying to think of what other overarching thing. Like Cloverleaf was kind of like you knew Cloverleaf was going to be a four-way right from the beginning. You could see it in the symbol, right?
Yeah.
The
But they never
Cloverleaf
had those kind of highways, so this was like nobody heard of this. Yeah.
Was that the biggest little Easter egg? Like this movie was showered with them. This was like Marvel-esque Easter egg before Marvel was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it was not. I mean, I don't know if I'd use the word Easter eggs, but it's chock full of references, which I guess is technically an Easter egg. So either way, but yeah, just oh look, here's a nod to Disney. Oh look, here's a nod to Warner Brothers. Oh look, here's a nod like fucking that Droopy in it. I love Droopy.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna get to Droopy when they're
I fucking love
going up.
Droopy. So
that was a scene right out of one of those cartoons.
right, and the elevator, like man. The other night, was it last? Maybe it was last night. Boys and I were watching The Haunted World of El Superbeasto, the Rob Zombie cartoon, and their elevator guy in it reminded me of Droopy in a lot of ways. It's hard to explain the scene, but it's just his voice. It was hilarious. So
You love Daffy and Donald, right?
I did, yeah. And then I like Dumbo too.
Oh yeah.
the best part is they work for peanuts.
So
He's being lit by Walt.
So in my note here, I have so many sayings. Did they come from this movie, or were they things already? So like, working for peanuts. You want the carrot? Kid gloves. Die laughing. Is that a rabbit in your pocket? Are you happy to see me? Caught you with your pants down. Were all these sayings beforehand,
I think
or
these
were like
all sayings?
They were all sayings, yeah.
So it was just shitty writing, not like
No, it was just referencing.
Just referencing, yeah.
there was like so many lines that I'm just kind of like, did that saying come from this
Because
movie?
essentially they were all the sayings were put into a pun.
Not all of them.
Yeah, well, a lot of them.
Like I guess caught with your pants down was kind of a I guess caught with your pants down was a pun because he was caught with his pants
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch the special features where they show Bob Hoskins acting out that scene without Jessica being there?
No,
It's freaking hilarious.
I could just imagine
Yeah.
because in this day and age they have like guys in mocap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green suits.
Green
and,
suits
yeah.
and little dots on them and stuff.
Because I've also watched the back in action behind the scenes too, and yeah, it's the same thing. So
No mocap, right? It's just him there acting his ass off.
yeah, yeah.
That's kind of amazing.
I was actually saying to Lisa there that Bob Hoskins was a big part of my childhood, from Roger Rabbit
Yep.
to Mario to,
Yeah.
but still, and to Hook to like just all these like not main well I guess technically Mario, but either way not titular roles, but still roles in movies that I grew up loving. So
He was a bit of a dad bod beefcake in this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I was just kind of like, hey, when he's there shirtless, I'm just kind of like, that's kind of a sexy grizzly bear.
Jeff's like, I tapped that.
Yeah.
I,
He'll open his door.
This is why he brought up about the back door.
Yeah.
as a shorter, stockier man, I'm just kind of like, now I've got a similar build to him. I see what the wife sees in this. I could get behind this look. Like I'm not as well built as Bob Hoskins, but like, we're a similar frame. Maybe his arms are a little bigger than mine. I don't know.
I guess would he be the titular whatever role in this movie, or would
Yes.
it still be Roger Rabbit?
No.
No.
He's the lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
The story. Roger Rabbit is the mechanism that keeps the movie driving forward, not the main protagonist.
So you'd be like a supporting actor.
Well, he wouldn't be a
Comic
support.
relief.
Thank you.
Well, I'd say Benny would be the comic relief.
Yeah.
I love Benny.
The car, Benny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Betty too.
Yeah.
I love the scene where it's just like, I'm gonna drive. James walks into the living room. I've been watching Roger Rabbit. He was downstairs. And he's just, is that a car driving a car, Dad? Sure is. Oh.
You know, what was my underrated, because he's barely in it, but character in that movie?
Mm-hmm.
The Psych Ward Weasel, the one with the straitjacket.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Just
why is he underrated opposed to the other ones?
well, because like he doesn't have any lines except for like the odd but when he talks he has that something na 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 kind of voice, and just the crazy look. Like it's just like how crazy Gremlin or Mogwai from Gremlins 2, the one that they take home by mistake, is my favorite Gremlin in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the loony, go figure, characters.
You know, did all those weasels have like a stereotype they were all based on? Because I know the one had the straight jacket.
Yeah.
The one had like the gangster.
Yeah, with the Tommy gun and everything.
Yeah, the Tommy gun and everything. The one was like big and fat with like the little twirly.
Yeah,
hat.
he was the quintessential brainless bodyguard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so they all kind of, and then there was like the really zany, crazy-eyed one, right?
Yeah, that's the one I love.
Yeah.
That was the straitjacket one.
Was that the straight
that-
jacket again?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, what was the fourth
Oh no,
one?
it wasn't.
There's
'Cause-
more, right?
The crazy-eyed one had the beanie on his head, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
No.
Or was
he
the big one had the
spiky
The
beanie?
hair.
big one had the beanie.
Okay.
The big one had the beanie. No, the straight jacket one was the one with the spiky hair.
Yeah.
So there's a fourth one that we're forgetting.
Was there 4?
Yeah, there was definitely 4.
All right. It'll come to us.
They foreshadowed how they were gonna die like the whole movie.
Yeah.
Which I never caught as a kid.
Laughed to death and
Yeah.
well, I mean, they all technically laughed to death, but yeah.
Which is another one of those sayings like, well, you're gonna laugh to death. Was that from this movie or was that like?
That may have been from this movie, but I don't know.
There was so many lines like that where I'm
Yeah.
just like, and I'm too young to know whether or not they existed before this movie.
It's funny because, like I said, Lisa and I were watching it, and we both at the same time, it's like, do you know what this is? And both her and I at the exact same time, oh my god, it's dip! But we literally, not on purpose, but at the exact same time did that, so.
Oh,
We were talking about this is the second greatest, or no, it is the greatest, obviously, but animated live action 80s movie.
like,
What was the other?
well, yeah, yeah. I don't think Cool World came out in the '90s.
Yeah, it was Cool World I was thinking of anyway, so.
Cool World was.
Was it not? Regardless,
92?
it could have been, but that's the movie we were thinking of otherwise.
But Amy thought this was the first animated live action movie, and I'm guessing, what? Haven't you heard of Mary Poppins? And she's like,
Or Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yeah.
or Song of the South, which
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't talk about.
Yeah, that movie's canceled, sorry.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
one. Zippity doo dah, zippity day.
Day. My oh my, what a wonderful day.
Plenty of sunshine heading our way. Zippity doo dah, zippity day.
92 was Cool World.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, I think
You
so.
see, it's someone.
Damn
like
it,
that.
stop being right.
Yeah. Wow,
There-
that was a 2-hour movie? Damn.
There was so much foreshadowing in this movie that I haven't really seen this since I was a kid, right? That I had no idea was in this movie. Like the Samoan thing. It's like a dead giveaway. That Judge Dredd was the one who killed his brother really early on in the movie. If you paid attention,
Judge Doom.
you know what I meant.
Stallone is like, what?
Look, the fact that Stallone's the Judge Dredd you go with,
I never watched the Carl Urban one, so.
far superior.
I'm sure it is, but I've never watched it. So.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, I
Way
obviously
better.
I'm a Judge Doom.
Judge Doom was actually my favorite movie villain in the 90s.
Oh, he scared the piss out of me.
Like, more so than the T-1000, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when he got flattened with the
Steamroller?
Yeah,
Steamroller.
thank you. Actually, that's not a steamroller because there was no steam in that thing. That's
Well,
just a
fine.
regular
A
roller, you
roller.
guys. It's a
Jeez.
regular pack roller.
Fine. A regular roller.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, way to ruining it.
Way to not know your equipment.
No, we didn't. Shut up!
That scared the fuck out of me as a kid.
Especially the sound effects he made.
Oh yeah. And then he blows himself up. I killed your brother!
And the
Fuck.
dagger eyes, literally.
Yeah.
How they turn into daggers. I'm like, that's almost like a pun in itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what the fuck was he in real life? Because, like, he had the anvil hand and the buzzsaw
He
hand.
was a Toon. Toons could do that.
Roger Rabbit couldn't do that.
Well, Roger Rabbit sucked.
I think he was a special sort of tune.
Maybe.
What you looking up, Danny?
Just Roger Rabbit, why?
Okay, I was just curious. I was waiting for you to make a point that you're Googling something, and now...
Yeah, so he won't Google for us, but he's going to look up the movie now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just curious what he was. Leave me alone, Corey.
Who Roger Rabbit was?
Know who the judge was?
Christopher Lloyd?
No, I meant who he was as a tune, you jackass.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think they ever answer it.
No.
No.
And, like, that's not a regular tune that can, like, animorph into objects like that.
But I mean...
Like, it's not an irregular tune.
No. Like, you've seen stuff similar to that, not as dark in Bugs Bunny cartoons. But...
I don't ever remember Bugs Bunny turning his hand into a buzzsaw.
No,
Well, that's why I
neither.
said not as dark as that, but there's certain things where...
What did he turn his
Like,
hand into?
Wile E. Coyote can pull out, like, something behind his back that wasn't there type thing.
Yes, he can do that, but he can't transform his hand into something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not a deal breaker. I was just curious.
Yeah, but I don't know.
He's guessed like the T-1000.
Maybe that's who he was.
The T-1000 is based off of Judge Doom. That's why they're both your favorite villains of all time.
Guns and explosives of chemicals, moving parts. It doesn't work that way. But it can form complex metal shapes. Like what? Knives and stabbing weapons.
They both need like a human flesh on the outside to like do what they need to do, but then once you get into their metal forming interior, they can transform into all sorts of stuff.
Doc Brown aside, Christopher Lloyd was a freaking amazing character actor in the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah. Well, I almost forget he was Uncle Fester, eh?
Right?
Like
Really?
Suburban Commando?
I was frozen
Yeah.
in carbonite today. That movie was terrible.
Yeah, it was. But it had The Undertaker in it.
It did have The Undertaker in it.
All right, Hogan, you're coming with us. So that's why you guys never talk.
He was pretty spectacular. Is this the best Christopher Lloyd role he's
Yes.
ever been in?
Although I really liked him in Cuckoo's Nest. I have a soft spot for Cuckoo's Nest. But
Never
yes.
seen it.
Oh, it's so fucking good. It
You
is.
ever seen Cuckoo's Nest, Danny?
Dude.
It's probably my top 10 favorite movies. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to do it on the podcast.
And the amount of people who got their start in that movie. Brad Dourif played the main supporting actor, and that was his first movie. He was very young there. Of course, Nicholson. Christopher Lloyd, Danny DeVito.
Was that Danny DeVito's first movie?
I don't know if it was his first, but it was definitely one of his first. Because that movie was like 74, so...
Oh, that would have been before Taxi then.
Yeah. Oh, he's so young looking in it too, so...
Mhm.
But yeah, it's such a freaking beautiful movie.
Mhm.
So...
Oh. So, I don't blame Roger. Roger was a fucking menace in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, was he trying to get caught?
Shave and a haircut.
Dude. Or, what did he say?
2 bits!
I didn't realize that's what it was.
Yeah, actually, it was that movie that told me, because everybody knows da, 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 but I didn't realize it was called A Shave and a Haircut until that movie, which, granted, now has been like 40 years, so I've known for a while. But before that movie, I had no clue.
Since this is the first time I've watched the movie as an adult, yeah, I didn't realize. I had forgotten that he said 2 bits. So I guess I'd bust through a wall though if someone went. Like, I would totally be the guy that goes.
Thanks, Roger. Look what you've influenced.
Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
And as I mentioned in the Back to the Future podcast, The fact that the guy in Back to the Future 2 that's collecting money for the clock tower, that is the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. Charles Fleischer.
Huh.
Or Fleischman.
He is fucking annoying in this movie.
Yes.
He is like I know that's on purpose, but
Yeah,
like,
little
fuck, is he annoying?
Even the whole, like, when he's trying to hide him in the sink there when the weasels come in for the first time there and he keeps, like, breathing for air. It's like...
I laugh so hard when he holds the box for him cutting it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, you could have done that the whole time? No, only when it's funny.
Yeah. That's an underrated line right there. So.
Oh, there's so many good gags.
Yeah. Oh, it's nonstop.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys think that he was gonna get sold out by the old drunk?
I definitely held my breath. I don't know if I knew, but I wasn't sure either. Like the thought was there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm just like, oh, Roger, you done fucked up, buddy.
Yeah.
You done fucked up. Not that it mattered.
Yeah. He got caught anyway at that point, but well, all but caught. But yeah.
Why did Judge Doom hate Toon so much that he'd fucking make something to kill them? Like, how do you hate your own kind that badly?
Because they probably discriminated.
I mean, take any
villain.
dictator in real life, they're killing their own kind.
Right? He's a villain. That's what they do.
But there must have been like some sort of backstory why he hated Toon so much.
Not just tunes, he even hated people.
Well, yeah, he killed.
His brother.
His brother.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say the last name, and I didn't want to get shit from the court.
Valiant.
Valiant.
Vent.
And that's where it's a little misline where, oh yeah, he stole so many simoleons, and then there was a previous line where it's just like, oh yeah, he bought the election with all this simoleons.
Yeah.
And that's how he got in. So if you'd realized you'd been sharp enough at the time first watching to be like, oh, it tells you exactly who Judge Doom is right there in that line. Like, that's beautiful storytelling, or at least detective type storytelling, right?
Oh,
Way to go, Batman.
all right. Good job, Batman.
I like that genre. I like a good detective film, right?
Mm-hmm.
It actually kind of breaks my heart that I haven't seen the new Blade Runner yet, because it's very much in that
Oh, really?
noir kind of thing. No, I don't know if it's quite the detective movie. And there's a couple. That's why I like the Knives Out movies.
Those are fun movies.
They're fun movies.
Rian Johnson may have destroyed Star Wars, but at least he made a good detective movie.
Listen, I don't know if all that blame goes on Rian Johnson. I think that's the best one of that trilogy. I know it's an unpopular opinion. But, you don't know, Danny, what's the best one of the new trilogy? You're giving me that look.
You really thought that one, that second one?
I
And that trilogies?
I like it the best. I'm not, like, I didn't like the casino stuff, which is way too much of the movie, but the rest of it, if you take that out, I actually really like that movie.
And the relationship that went nowhere with Rose?
Well, that's not that movie's fault.
No.
But what are you going to tell me is a better one?
I was. I don't know. I like the first one with J.J. Abrams.
Force Awakens was good. The only problem is that the story was a rehash of A New Hope.
It was, yes.
So.
I think that's actually why I liked Last Jedi better, because you know what? It was an original story. Like, it was... There were things in that one that I'd never seen in a Star Wars movie before. And, like, there were character choices that I didn't think would be made. Like, there's definitely nitpicking. It's far from a perfect movie. I will never claim that it's a fucking masterpiece. But, like, I like it the best because the things I like about it, I like better than the things than I dislike about it. Like,
Yeah,
That makes sense.
JJ
That makes
came
sense.
back to that one.
I have not seen any of the TV series Star Wars. Like, I never saw the Clone Wars, the animated. I never seen
They fill in those
Kenobi
gaps.
or Obi-Wan or whatever. I never saw Mandalorian. I never saw Acolyte. But the best movie after the original trilogy is still Rogue One. Because it's really essentially part of the original trilogy if you think about it. So
If you watch Indoor. That's really good too.
Is it? Okay.
Isn't Endor a sequel to Rogue One and a
No,
Sword?
it's
Or is it a
literally
prequel?
It's literally So, but honestly, if it was anything, it should have been Endor should have been the beginning of how Rogue One should have was going.
Oh,
to be.
okay.
It's literally the back to the beginning to the movie. Because this next season, I think it's season 3, it shows you the Death Star and starts showing you the characters into Rogue One.
Oh, really?
Okay, well, see, now I kind of want to watch
Like,
it.
it's really good. I like it.
I don't know.
Like, all the, like, the little in-betweens for the Star Wars movie. Yeah, the movies were great. Some of them were good. But you got the TV shows and the cartoons. Those fill in the blanks of those years. The
yeah,
movies did
and
not.
I've
And
heard that.
it's-
Even, like, with Clone Wars, like, that was between episode 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
So...
Like, it fills in. Like, even, like the TV shows, it fills in. Like, don't get me wrong, no one really liked the Han Solo movie. That one really
It was okay.
It was okay, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Man,
it,
the
it,
Han Solo movie could have been so good. Could have been so good, and
like
it was
the
like
very ending,
Yeah. Good casting.
I would have loved to seen them do the Darth Maul in like the gangsters
yeah.
like it's supposed to be, like in the cartoons. That would have been cool to see how it was.
Which, was it Rogue One that had Darth Maul on the hologram, or was that...
that was Han Solo.
That was Solo?
Yeah,
Okay.
the very
I
ending.
couldn't remember, yeah.
Because the cartoon show that like how.
Well, and you see his
controls-
metal legs in
Yeah.
the hologram, so anybody who knows the backstory,
Yeah.
they're like, ah! Everyone else is like, I thought he was dead.
yeah.
He got cut in half. What the fuck?
Yeah, the Clone Wars ends the very ending of the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Ends his story.
Well, one day I have no interest in Mandalorian, though. I'm not a big boy and his dog story fan. So,
I love a good western, and Mandalorian's a western.
Yeah, well, yeah. Thank you.
see, and
It
I'm not a
literally
Western
is
person
that.
either, so. But maybe one day, because I have not watched TV, and I don't even know how. I've barely watched movies lately.
You know what the Mandalorian
Don't
reminded
worry,
me of?
I'm on that one. It's TVs.
The Mandalorian reminded me of Firefly. Did you
Okay.
like Firefly?
I mean, everybody loves Firefly.
Yeah.
It has a really, like, when you start watching that first season, it's a very,
I also hate Pedro Pascal, but whatever.
he wears a mask the whole time.
Yeah.
Just hear his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing Pedro Pascal's ever been in.
Yeah. I
And when he takes
cannot
it off, it's like, ugh.
stand him.
I can't believe
So
they,
overrated.
I can't believe they cast him as Mr. Fantastic.
And okay, is it his ego? Because I still think it's his ego. Why he won't shave? Because Mr. Fantastic may have had a beard / mustache before, but not common iteration. And why would you just? It looks awful.
It's ego.
I think so.
It was ego.
Yeah.
You can't tell me it wasn't. It's straight ego.
Well, it's like
It's like his so how would you put it? It's his trademark.
Yeah, it is. But it's not Mr. Fantastic's trademark.
No, you're right. It's not.
when he became super famous, he made the Mandalorian take off the mask, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
that's like Iron Man too, right?
The Mandalorian went way downhill after he took off his mask.
Yeah,
I feel.
sure did.
I've heard that actually. So.
Yeah. They're just like Pedro. His ego got in the fucking way, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've never enjoyed him in anything I've seen. So
It's really good in that one that The Last of Us. That's really not that bad.
Yeah, The Last of Us was good.
Yeah.
I-
Don't get me wrong. He's in
also
it,
never
but
been a
he's-
big post-apocalyptic person. So
I played the video game, so I kind of dig.
yeah,
that,
that's
so.
fair. If I would have played it, I know I would have.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed the Terminator TV series, and it was an awful series, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
And for a fan.
Yeah.
So, like, it got canceled on a
Oh man,
cliffhanger.
in a cliff. Oh yeah, I so.
And it was
hated that.
Shirley Manson playing the T-1000.
Yeah, I was so choked too. I was like, damn it.
So about Roger Rabbit, Jeff, how are your notes?
Yeah, how's your notes?
I haven't got really into my notes here.
All right, you're leading all these conversations going forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got the conference. You got the notes.
So, you guys ever hear that discussion about why Muppet, when the Muppet movies are really good, when like Muppet Christmas Carol, is because fucking Michael Caine is acting his ass
Yeah.
off?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like in this movie. Like
Oh.
the actors are acting their ass off
In a
In the-
movie that...
this totally ridiculous
Yeah.
cartoon fucking thing. Like Bob Hoskins puts in a fuck of a performance here, does he not?
Mhm.
Yeah. But I could see it too, right? You're going against cartoon characters who have really been already out there already, and they're famous in their own rights.
Well, that's like Jenna Elfman in Back in Action, right? She's like as serious as a heart attack in that movie.
Yeah.
And even Brendan Fraser is silly enough to match this the thing, but she is like stone cold serious.
Yeah.
So.
And I can understand it too, right? You're actors and you're trying to be more serious, like more professional than, right? So I could see that, right?
What the poor fucking shoe do to get the dip in this?
I was wondering when somebody's gonna get to that.
Poor bastard.
Poor bastard.
That fucking shoe is terrifying, right? Like I understand murderers and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, okay, put him to
That's
death.
like murdering an orphan.
Yeah,
That poor shoe. That poor shoe.
Oh my fucking god. There was a line in here I wrote down. Do I look like a sonographer to you? And I guess fucking stenographer to you?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, a stenographer takes notes off of things.
Okay.
So I can't remember the scene, but that's probably the implication.
Okay, because I didn't get it.
But the person in court who takes the notes like that in a little tiny typewriter, that's a stenographer.
Yeah.
So.
Christopher Lloyd asked him something, and then Bob Hobbs goes, "Do I look like a stenographer to you?" And I'm just like,
So he wasn't taking notes on what he was saying, is what he was saying. So.
Now that joke makes more sense.
I don't remember that one. Weird. Anyway.
I got a million fucking notes in here.
Oh, keep going.
Keep going.
What are we
Did
sitting?
you guys like the probate joke? You guys like, you gotta go to the probate. You gotta go to the probate. Oh yeah, my Uncle Thumper, he had a probate problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
A total joke that I didn't catch as a kid.
Yeah.
That was very Looney Tunes-esque right there.
Oh yeah. Well, I love the Uncle Thumper thing.
Yeah.
Like just telling you, oh, he's related to Thumper, eh? Did you not
does
look
that
alike?
does that mean that Roger Rabbit is technically Disney then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Are these cartoon characters owned?
Well, yeah, because they make the joke about Dumbo there. He's on loan from Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I thought they're under contract though, not on loan.
No loan. He said loan. Dumbo was on loan.
No, well, I know that he said on loan, but sometimes I can't speak for actors, but I do know that sometimes musical artists appear on behalf of their record companies in other record companies. Like a record company can loan you a singer or loan you a backup guitar.
But back then, it was almost unheard of, especially animated, to see the two worlds cross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you guys know the deal with Warner Brothers had, right? You guys ever hear about that?
I did, but I don't remember, but I totally did.
No.
So there's a reason why Daffy Duck and Donald Duck share the same amount of screen time, and Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny are falling with the parachutes at the exact same time. Warner Brothers' deal was, you can use these characters, but they get the exact same amount of screen time as their counterpart. Like that's
okay.
Bugs Bunny can be in it as long as Mickey Mouse isn't in it any more than he is. That was the deal.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if anybody, and it's not a big surprise, this was a Spielberg-produced movie, so if anybody could do the talking to get those two studios, it's the guy who made E.T.
Oh, yeah.
So, because I mean, really, this is before Jurassic Park, so he was just known for E.T. and
Jaws, the first blockbuster.
Oh,
ever.
I forgot that was Spielberg. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
only the biggest movie of the time at the time.
Yeah.
And he produced the Indiana Jones movies. And he produced the Back to the Future movies.
Regardless, he had power. He had star power. So
He had his handprints on
He
almost
pretty much everything back then.
anything that was a major blockbuster,
Yeah.
he at least frickin' put his footprint on it. So
the top 10. If you should Google the top 10 highest grossing movies of the 1980s, I bet you at least
8 out of 10.
Yeah, I bet
I'd
you
say,
8 out of 10.
I would say, yeah.
Is either directed or produced by him, right? Like.
Yeah, because then the 2000s and the 90s came, and then Cameron took over the world.
When did Five Goes West. No, not it was American Tail, not Five Goes West. Come on.
87.
Because that was Spielberg
That was
produced,
yeah.
right? So
That
that would have been before this.
Was that Spielberg produced or was it Spielberg directed, Don Bluth produced?
I think it's backwards.
Okay.
I think it was Don Bluth directed,
Okay.
Spielberg produced.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I'm actually, now that I think about it, I'm actually shocked that Spielberg would have got permission for this stuff because of that. Because, like, Don Bluth was just kind of like a FU to Disney at the time, right?
Yeah, he made his own animated movies, which arguably were more popular than some of the Disney movies. Because All Dogs Go to Heaven, American Tail, like, I can't remember if he had his footprint on Land Before Time, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so either way, like, those were massive, massive movies, but they weren't Disney, so...
That was Amblin Productions, which has the E.T.
Well, Amblin is Spielberg's company.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Spielberg was tied with DreamWorks there, too, eh? Mm-hmm. He sold his shares, but, you know, he was tied.
So we're talking about the top 80s grossing movies?
Yeah, the top...
Oh, yeah, Bluth directed Land Before Time.
E.T.
Yep, Spielberg.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Return of the Jedi.
Okay, that didn't have... No. That had Spielberg's buddy in it.
So let's go with
no,
so fine. So Raiders of the Lost Ark was number
Spielberg produced.
Let's go. Give me a second.
So that's 2 in the top 10.
Top 5 actually.
Oh, top 5.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Is Back to the Future in the top 5?
No, it's not.
Oh, Back to the Future isn't in the top 5. I'm shocked about that.
Because these are the top 5. They are Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, and number 4 was Batman.
So he's 2 in the top 5.
Yeah. Just give me a second. Let me see if I can find more.
Man, look how much George Lucas stuff is in there, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, George Lucas, he produced the Indiana Jones, and Spielberg directed them, right?
Yep.
Does Spielberg have, like, a producing credit on any of the Star Wars movies?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
I'm actually kind of shocked about that. Because those 2 were tight, right?
Mm-hmm. But I think Lucas was on his own at first with them, and before they became buddy, and then Spielberg just let him run. So
top 20.
Well, they would always talk amongst themselves. That's how E.T. ended up in a Star Wars movie, right?
and vice versa, because in E.T.
Jedi showed up in E.T.
Yeah, in E.T. he also had the Star Wars poster, and then Yoda on Halloween.
Yep.
And in Star Wars Episode 1, there was in the Senate there was a group of ETs.
Episode 1 or Episode 2?
Yeah. They had
Is E.T. a Jedi, guys?
Yes.
Alright, so E.T. was number 1.
Yep.
Apparently, Indiana Jones, the Last Crusade was number 4.
Mm-hmm.
The Lost Ark was number...
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Thank you,
yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Was in there. I think it's 6.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Future was 7.
Yep.
What else?
Indiana
Jones, the Temple of Doom was 10. Back to the Future 2 was 11.
2. Interesting.
Yeah, right. Did we say Roger Rabbit was?
No.
Nope.
Roger Rabbit was 12.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit was 12.
Spielberg doesn't have anything else in the top 10?
No.
No.
What were the other? What were the? What was 6 to 10?
6 was
6 was.
You said that one. Hold on.
Hang on. 6 was.
This is riveting podcast.
Yeah.
6
Raiders.
Yeah, 6 was Raiders. 7 was Back to the Future.
Yeah.
8 was Top Gun. 9 was Spielberg. Yep. 9 was Rain Man.
Nope.
And then 10 was Temple of Doom.
So
there's a lot of Spielberg in there. There's a lot of George Lucas too in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should look to see if Spielberg was involved in Rain Man, because I'm questioning whether or not he was or not now. But I'm surprised Gremlins didn't make it in there.
That's true. Although I think it was like as much as they tried to market it to be kid friendly, it was not a kid friendly movie.
Well, no, Gremlins scared the fuck out of me
Yeah.
as a kid.
But I mean,
Like,
it's
E.T.
funny
scared the fuck out of me as a
because
kid.
they got, and I've said this 1,000 times, they got a horror director to do a kids movie, which
Amazing.
remember that was the one out of the 2 PG-13 movies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that and Temple of Doom.
yeah, they created the rating just for those movies. So
Speaking of scary kids movies, is going into Toontown a fucking acid trip in this movie?
it kind of reminds me of in Space Jam where they go through the symbol and it's like, and they pop through.
Legitimately, when I was a kid, when he does it, what are they singing?
Sa-na-na, you know that your world is a river after all.
It fucked with me in my head as a kid. I'm just like, this isn't right. This is wrong. This is...
Had a lot lighter hearted, but either way, Willy Wonka feel to it.
Yeah, like the scene where
tunnel,
they're like...
yeah.
They're... What the fuck are they doing?
They're on the boat and they're going through a tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for that scene, which that was glossed over by many people. There's a scene where a chicken's getting its head cut off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Is it a real chicken?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that was back before the SPCA needed their little
Yeah.
stamp of
And
approval.
PETA and all that crap.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Anyway, keep going. Jeff, notes.
Keep going, Jeff. You got more notes than we do.
I thought that was the shittiest part of the movie, going to Toontown. That was when the quality, and we talked about it. I shouldn't say shittiest part, but like when the special effects started giving up, was right around there, where like, okay, this is actually kind of dating itself here.
Well, and movies are not filmed in order, as we know. So
Yeah.
you got to wonder if maybe that is what happened. Is they went balls deep in whatever scene they started with, and as they slowly started realizing, oh shit, we're losing money, we got to start cutting corners. That could have been around there. So
I think it's just so hard to do that style. That's what I attribute it to. Like it was really, really hard to edit it, because even in movies now, where it's the human in that thing, it's harder than the cartoon characters interacting. I think, anyway.
well, they didn't do green screen back then. They literally just did a screen.
Oh, I thought they did do. I thought it was blue screen back then, actually.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Maybe.
sure they did blue screen back then. That's been a thing since like the 50s. Blue screen.
I think blue screen is literally that, though, isn't it? Just a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
whereas
I
green
guess.
screen, you need to have, like, other people dressed in the green and all that and blah, blah, blah. And
Well,
then-
it's just like a color thing.
yeah.
Like, it's always got to be one color.
Yeah, that's like when you're back in the day when you would make PNGs with the transparent backgrounds and everything like that. Anything that was green would disappear.
What's PNG?
That's a file type, picture file type.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so like anything that was green on a picture and you go to remove background, even if it was part of the picture, it would disappear. As someone who's done image editing for like,
Cool. Have you done image editing?
I got a correspondence diploma in computer graphic arts.
Ooh.
I know.
That's cool.
Yeah, that'll get me as far as the street corner. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
But it's
okay.
got you. You're a store owner. You're a,
yeah, thanks to my correspondence schooling.
I see the graphic design all over the place here, Corey. Don't sell yourself too short.
Andrew does most of it. He's actually really good, like really.
You're
good.
selling yourself short.
Yeah. Although I did the. Oh no, Andrew did the Smash one. I did the one before that, the Mortal Kombat one.
Were you too okay with the moving at the end part there? Like, so of course Jessica Rabbit knocks out fucking Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't talk. I've been waiting to talk to you, Corey, before I get to the final scene. Jessica Rabbit.
So as I mentioned last night, I watched The Haunted World of El Super Beasto, and the thing with that movie is that 99% of the movie is naked animated girls.
So Jessica Rabbit
So-
does nothing for you.
So
now.
I said that to Lisa when I was watching it. I said, you know, after watching El Super Beasto, doesn't do as much. I'm not gonna lie. So, because if you ever watch that movie, like Super Beast was an awful movie. Like I'm talking 0.15 out of 10. But there's a lot of naked animated girls in it. So.
So glad you watched it with your wife.
Yeah.
No, that one I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No, I watched that one with Steven, even better. So.
See, I was thinking this whole time watching this, like, this is obviously not
But
like
yeah,
how Super
it was
bad.
totally sexy back then. It was totally and you
It
feel
was-
wrong afterwards, but
It was borderline pornographic.
slit dress, low cut shirt. That's it.
She fucking smacks him in the face with her boobs.
Oh yeah,
He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
boom.
I forgot about that part.
I'm just like, did that just happen
And then
in
same
a
with like
Disney movie?
fake Jessica there when she chases after him and she runs into the wall and her boobs like split out.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. In Super Beast though, she actually goes and they're and then she actually like beats they yeah. Anyway, I'm not recommending the movie, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. So.
Yeah. Next time we do cartoons, you're not allowed to watch El Super Beasto beforehand.
Yeah. Right.
There was some risque shots around Jessica Rabbit in this movie.
Yeah, there was some almost side boob in it, so.
Was a lot closer than any Disney produced thing at
Yeah.
the time.
And it's funny because, what's her name? Kathleen Turner has like gotten so chunky now, so it's just.
Is
not
that
the same.
Kathleen Turner?
Hell yeah!
I did not know that.
Oh, it's the voice is a giveaway.
Yeah, sure, of course
Yeah.
it is. Right, Daddy? Of course it's Kathleen Turner. Easy.
Sure, why not? That's
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, y'all never watched Romance in the Stone.
Well, we have, I guess. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah.
It's good to see that guess being funny can score you a guy or score you a girl like that. I love how Betty Boop goes, "What a lucky girl."
Yeah, Goyle.
Yeah,
I
lucky
like-
girl.
Goyle.
Goyle.
Lucky Goyle. I'm sorry, what?
And the classic line, "I'm not bad, I'm just drawn this way."
Yeah. I remember because the year came out and everything that, and I was always a hopeless romantic, even before I knew what romance was. And what's it called? I'm like, I'm funny. Does that mean I'm gonna get a hot girl? And moving on. So
No, Corey, let's get into this.
I got the hottest girl of all.
Really, that's not where we thought this conversation was going.
Not at all.
Thank God she doesn't listen to this anymore.
Ah.
So if you see me next time without a ring, you know what happened.
Maybe you're not as funny as you think you are.
I think that. Well, looks aren't everything, so.
No, they're obviously not. Oh.
We're a loving, caring bunch here. We support
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
See, I'm smart enough not to. Well, I shouldn't say I'm always smart enough not to do stuff like that, but I try to be smart enough not to put myself in a corner like that. Good job, Corey. Good job.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right, final scene, Jeff.
Well, the movie had the fucking movie at the end there, right?
Yeah,
Like,
with like the hose and the.
Yeah.
and why did they bother hooking them up to the fucking crane? Like, why? You could have just killed them right there. You could have just, like, threw a can of dip onto Jessica Rabbit and
Yeah.
Roger Rabbit, and boom, they're done. No, they're going to hoist them in the crane. It's going to go back and forth. It's going to be, like, create some tension. Oh,
Right.
it's going to
Then
move
the
slowly.
hero stops it, then the villain comes out. It's about right. It's about right.
There was some movie.
This
doing
is
some
it.
serious movie.
This is it. This isn't it.
Valiant does some sweet juggling though.
I'm so proud of you right now.
And that
Yeah.
backflip he
That
does.
that song is so freaking great. Like, so great.
Oh, when he does, I can't think of what rhymes with walls. Or he says,
It's like nose. Nose doesn't rhyme with walls. No, but this does. To the androgynous weasel.
I love how you get the payoff that they laugh themselves to death.
I like when the one dies and he goes down. He's got the lily in his.
Yeah. You know what happened to your cousins, the hyenas? Like, oh, I want to see the hyenas with the weasels all going together. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like the hyenas would have been even scarier than the weasels.
Well, I mean, if Lion King taught us anything, they're pretty scary even when they're crazy. Which really, the hyenas, there's the one who definitely would be wearing a straitjacket had it been more anamorphic. You know that word.
Yeah. You know, you judge people in the way they make words all the time.
Yeah, I
But,
do.
you know,
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I'm not immune to judging, so
okay. We do a lot of judging.
anthropomorphic.
Lots of
Ah,
judging
ah.
here.
Anamorphic. Danny, since you're a Google guy at the current moment, I need you to Google all the Who Framed Roger Rabbit books. Because I know there's at least 2, and I think there's 3. And some of them were, like, made after the movie. But I know the first one was called Who Censored
So were
Roger
these
Rabbit.
comic books or were these novels?
These are novels. This
Okay.
guy wrote them. And apparently they're fucking batshit crazy. Like, just totally crazy. And then they, like, I think when the second one came out, they made it more like the characters in the movie. But, like I want to say there was, like, some sexual stuff, like, heavy sexual stuff going on in, like, the first one. And I don't even remember which one was finally called Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but, like, it took a while to get to that, right?
I mean, did you ever see the Mask comic books before the movie?
Oh, I love the Mask comic
Yeah,
books.
they were fucked up.
They were so good, though.
Yeah, they were. I remember this one time he's like evading the police and he pulls out this giant axe from his pocket and he chops down the police car in half and everything.
It's a badass scene.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart that Stanley Ipkiss is just kind of a douchebag in those comic books. And then dies, like, instantly. Because Stanley Ipkiss in the movie is, like...
Hapless?
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
lovable antagonist, right? What did you discover, guy in the chair?
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Oh,
everywhere.
there's a lot of them?
Jesus. Roger Rabbit's cartoons. Jeez, that's okay.
Yeah, keep mumbling. That's great for
Oh, sorry,
podcast
my
production.
bad. Sorry, my bad.
Great
I'm
for the
just-
podcast production.
Hey. My bad.
So there's more than I think there is. I knew of 3.
I think he just typed in Roger Rabbit.
There's like 5.
There's 5 of them?
But there's only 3? 3?
Okay.
Hang on. There's the Who Censored Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, that's the first one.
And then there's Who PPP Plugged Roger Rabbit.
Oh!
Plugged?
Yep.
Well, yeah, because they I think they kill him in one of them, don't they?
Who Whacked Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit.
No, she got a spin-off.
Serious Business. Yeah. The Road to Toontown.
Huh.
But yeah, there's censored ones, I guess. Censored ones only have 3.
Well, I'm trying to think. I
So
actually
wasn't
think
called
like,
Who Framed?
well, I actually think they kill him in the first one or something like that. I remember the plots like Batty. I can't remember it full hand, but I just remember like the plots is fucking off the wall. Definitely not as lighthearted as the movie.
But Spielberg had that knack too of taking something darker and making it lighter.
You're like
Again,
Gremlins.
yeah, Gremlins, freaking
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. And so, I mean, Poltergeist is flat out a horror movie, but yet you could talk to any kid, and well, not anymore so much, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I've seen that movie." So,
Yeah, I never saw that movie.
yeah. I guess, well, not in your case, that's just whatever. But I'm saying, like, in general, nowadays, kids don't watch. So, Lisa watches The Masked Singer because she's weird. And they had this one guest judge who like she's like, oh, I was born in 1990 because they're saying this one contestant, oh, they're from the 90s. She's like, I was born in 90. I don't know anything about the 90s. Ha 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 ha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and you're judging people who are like pop culture icons from like throughout the eras, and you don't know what the 90s are. So in the end, the person on Mass ended up being Candace Cameron Bure.
Oh, really?
And she's like, oh, I know who that is. I'm like, no, you don't, after what you said, unless she's thinking Fuller House. But still, like...
Fuller House.
Yeah.
Full House transcended.
Yeah.
I
mean, as much as I
maybe
still...
not into the 2000s, now that I think about it, but like, fuck, it was everywhere in the 90s.
No, I mean, I loved that show growing up. And we watched Fuller House just to watch it, so...
I loved the theme song.
Whatever happened to Milkman, the Paper Boy, and the evening TV? Everywhere we look, everywhere we... I mean, I don't remember the song.
Yeah, that was great, Corey. That
Yeah.
was great.
So you're right, Jeff. It's only 3 books.
Okay.
It's only 3 books.
But then there's like 3 spin-offs.
Yeah.
Okay. And they kill Roger Rabbit in a couple of them.
He gets a fridge dropped on his head, he's fine, but yet they kill him in a
I
book.
think the second book is the one that killed Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they called the first one Who Censored Roger Rabbit because they off him.
Yeah.
But there's no continuity in them.
And then Who Plugged, which is another word for shooting.
P. Plug.
Plugged.
Roger Rabbit.
And then Who Whacked. So really, they all say they've killed him.
Yeah.
So-
I seem to remember that there's no continuity between books.
Yeah.
And that they're batty, wacko.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
Do you guys want to take a quick bathroom break and then we'll move on to final thoughts?
Sure.
Sounds good. Here's a pause that you guys will never notice even happened.
So, I gotta ask first, guys. Where does it belong in the video store? Or what genre is it? See if I combine them both, then nobody gets confused. Because Laura's not here to get confused this time.
Oh.
Like, don't you normally ask where the vid is in the video store? Like, what's the same question, Laura? Same question.
Pretty sure last week was the first time somebody ever got upset about the changing of the terms.
Well, I'm just bad with stuff, though, so, you know.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, she said it before. She said
Okay.
it before. Anyway, so where does it belong in the video store, Danny?
Oh.
Is this a kid's movie?
No. God, no.
No?
No.
I tried watching it with Bailey, and she was not into it, so.
I don't know.
What about action? Do you think action, maybe?
Yeah, maybe action. Maybe action.
Am I
Maybe
guiding you along here
action,
too much?
Maybe action comedy?
The rule has always been it can't be 2 genres. It's got to be 1.
Fine, comedy then.
You're gonna say comedy?
Yes.
Okay, I can get behind comedy. What about you, Corey? Where do you think it belongs in the video store?
Drama.
Drama, really?
Wow.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
His brother was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a detective movie. There's generally not many detective movies that are action movies, shy of maybe like the Ryan Johnson series. But a lot of detective movies are dramas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's drama it's definitely a dramedy, but again, in the vein of what we said. I think there's a lot more dramatic elements in this movie than anything else.
And, you know, it's funny. The best movies are the ones where you can't define the genre. And I was almost leaning action-wise. There's a couple car chases in it. There's a couple gunfights in it. There's a big action set at the finale there. But you know what? I actually got to go with you, Corey. Is detective not a genre?
No.
No.
So, if it was... I almost wanted to say thriller, because like a detective movie would be a thriller.
Which generally,
but
psychological thrillers and whatnot go into drama at the video store.
So I would call this a drama too. So by that definition, this is a drama.
Couldn't it be like a crime video? A crime
video.
video.
But
It's the first thing that came to my
I
mind.
think crime video,
Would be
by
like
our
crime.
definition, is a drama.
Yeah.
And it's
Because that would go under a detective as well if it was crime, right?
And we have a family section. So like,
Yeah, I doubt they should go in family, but yeah.
you know what? I bet you most video stores, that's where I wish Laura was here.
Has Steven Spielberg ever made, and I know I'm gonna
Schindler's List.
no hear me out. Ever I know I'll be proven wrong, but it's just off the top of my head I can't think. Has he ever made a flat out family movie?
Oh, a flat out family?
Yeah.
Not where I thought you were going
Yeah.
with this.
No, definitely.
I thought you were,
I wasn't thinking that either.
I know what you're. Yeah, but no, like all his movies seem to have hints of more serious to them. Like again, Poltergeist. It's like I go, oh, family friendly horror, right?
Directed or
Doesn't matter.
Produced?
Doesn't
Produced? He fucking produced Animaniacs, dude.
Oh yeah.
He produced Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, Freakazoid, my favorite cartoon of all time. I'll fight you guys on this. He produced. He's the DreamWorks guy, for God's sakes. Like, how many family movies came out of DreamWorks? Like, his fingerprints are on Shrek. His fingerprints are on.
Did he do DreamWorks? Because he's Amblin.
But DreamWorks is he was part of the ownership group of DreamWorks.
Okay.
And Amblin made a bunch of family movies.
Yeah.
Like,
But like E.T. was serious.
I think the Flintstone movie we were talking about earlier, I do believe that's Amblin.
Like I said, I'm probably going to be proven wrong, but I just couldn't think of any. So
I don't think All Dogs Go to Heaven is necessarily a family
no, that's a
movie.
fucking drama and a half.
That's a drama.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just like, Land Before Time, Friendly Dinosaurs? No, not really.
Yeah, you know, his mother dying from a carnivorous dinosaur. Yeah, that's totally family friendly. So
And Fievel Goes West, okay? Fievel Goes West is a Steven Spielberg produced movie that is 100% family. You can make an argument that An American Tail is not, because that's like a
pretty dramatic.
that one's pretty dramatic,
Yeah.
but Fievel Goes West is 100% family movie.
Okay. I don't remember Fievel Goes West as much as American Tail, and American Tail made me cry. So
I liked Fievel Go West better because it didn't make me
that's fair.
Like, he does still get separated from his parents in Fievel Goes West, but like in a less traumatic way. It's much less traumatic, it's like gunslinging dogs and cats.
So
and
rewind
stuff.
time. Did you call Gremlins a horror movie or an action movie?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay. I'm just thinking, like, Spielberg's made a lot of horror movies for you.
This is not one of those.
Yeah.
Though, like I
Jurassic
said,
Park's not a horror movie, but
Jurassic Park is totally a horror movie.
all right. See, this is a question I asked the other day at one of my coworkers. I said, Jurassic Park.
See, look at that. He's sparking conversation.
Yes, I was. The other day at work, I was talking to a buddy. I said, "Do you think Jurassic Park is a horror movie?" He's like, "No, it's a thriller."
Well,
And he said to me, I said to him, "Why would you think it's a thriller?" He said, "There's only one horror thing, and that's the guy getting killed in the toilet. That's the only thing. After everything else, it's kind of more
But
like a
horror
thriller."
isn't based on deaths, though. Like, I sadly, the more time is going on, I'm starting to side with him, and it's pissing me off. Because, like, I have Silence of the Lambs in horror.
Oh, that's straight up.
That's a thriller.
That's
No.
totally a thriller, but
Yeah,
I
that
put
is
it in
not-
horror. So
that's not a horror at all.
it's like watching an episode of like FBI on TV, really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So Silence of the Lambs is a drama through and through, a drama thriller, and Jurassic Park is way more of a horror movie than that. Way more.
and it's got killing creatures. So
Yeah.
and yeah, you can't just say the guy on the toilet because look at frickin' Sam Jack.
And the Velociraptor scene when they're chasing the
I'm telling
kids.
you, Silence of the Lambs. It's a horror.
Horror/crime,
yeah.
and crime is.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't call it, because it's not a slasher movie. Like,
No, it's well,
I didn't even think Silence of the Lambs was that scary when I was a kid.
but again, I don't consider it scary. I consider it a psychological thriller, but I put in horror in there because I think it just makes the most sense.
See, it's It's a weird
But-
genre thing.
But arguably, Jurassic Park is more of a horror movie than Silence of the Lambs. So
Thank
And
you.
it says it's an adventure/science fiction movie.
Which it also is.
But I'm the same guy who puts aliens in horror, and that is adventure/science fiction.
As we've discussed,
You gonna watch the TV show Aliens? The one
I
that's
think
coming
so.
out?
I
Yours?
think so.
Did you see the trailer?
I haven't seen the
teaser?
trailer yet, but
it's called
Little
Alien.
teaser. It's Alien Earth, but it's supposed to have the xenomorph from the first
Yeah,
movie.
I know. I definitely think I do. So
First movie.
Big Boy, right? That's what they call him, Big Boy? The first xenomorph?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're good off track. My bad.
Yeah.
anyway, 2, 1, and minute, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yay!
Nobody's listening at this point
No.
anyway.
Off track.
So, final thoughts on Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Danny?
Oh, I gotta do this again? God damn.
Yes.
It's almost like it's a weekly occurrence.
Why?
I wasn't here last weekend.
Well, yeah, you never watched that movie, did you?
Nope, sure did not.
I actually thought it was quite good. Corey didn't think it was that great, but
I actually, I was going to discuss that afterwards. I want to change my rating, but we won't worry about it right now.
Well, what did you want to change it to?
I would probably change it to a 3.
Really?
Yeah,
What, did you have it before?
1.75.
Oh, wow.
What's with the change of heart?
Discuss later.
Okay. Oh.
Really? Yeah, I didn't watch it. Everybody else watched last week's movie. I stayed home and played Assassin's Creed if anybody wants to play that. The new one. It's really good.
Did anybody say last week's was a drama? Laura did, didn't she?
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I saw the trailer. It didn't look like a drama.
That movie surprised me. It surprised me. But we're talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, okay? We're talking Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So what's your rating, Danny? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
You've only had an hour and a half to
I
think
know,
about
right?
this.
Yeah.
Only an hour and a half.
Only an hour and a half. My bad.
And since
I
you watched it on Monday.
Yeah, I did. I watched it on Monday.
You've had 6 days and an hour and a half.
But I played Assassin's Creed around there too. I rated 3.5 out of 5.
Really? That's a lower score than I expected. Why?
Just because of the way I watched it. So like everyone watched it normal way, high def, not high def. Mine was the ultra def. So it really was a little more. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Kind of.
I know, right? UHD. We'll go with that way. Anyway, I don't know. Just when they walked in, like when most characters walk in, or Eddie, because I'm not saying his damn last name.
It's a word. It's not even a name. It's an actual word. Valiant.
I'm going to say it wrong, okay? I'm going to call him Eddie. When Eddie walked into Toontown and all the lighting, and you could kind of see borders and stuff like that. But otherwise, you know, that's what's my only beef of the movie. Everything else was alright, but still, it was a low rating.
What did you think of the story?
It was alright, I guess. Wasn't really. Like I said, I'm going to say I only watched it when I was a child. Now I watched it as an adult. It was really.
Is that detective thing just not your jam? Or
It really wasn't. No, it really wasn't my jam at all.
Mm.
I'm more of the sci-fi or horror movie and stuff like that.
Mm.
That's about it. Anyway, what about you, Corey? You're more
This again. As much as I say, like I grew up with T2. T2 came out in '91. It is by far my favorite movie. That said, this probably was growing up more of my movie because I was still a kid in the end, right? I wasn't an adult. So as great as I love T2, this was perfect for me. The story it's cut and paste, but it worked well in its environment. Again, like I said, Bob Hoskins acted his ass off. Even Christopher Lloyd, having an overtop voice, still was as serious as a heart attack for the most part. A little near the end when he transitioned, but I
Even the supporting cast, like
Yeah.
the other detectives did a really good job.
Yeah, and his ex-girlfriend, whatever she was.
That kind of confused me.
Yeah.
I have to talk about that.
On and off again, girlfriend.
Yeah, well, that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Because they went on that trip together and everything, and
then his brother died, and then
Yeah.
he went into drinking.
yeah, and I think that's exactly what happened, right?
Yeah.
She left him because of his drinking. So, but anyway,
And opened up a bar underneath his.
Yeah, that's it. Let's feed
right
you.
beside the train
Let's
station too,
feed
no less. So.
addiction.
I mean, in all fairness, it was a diner. It wasn't a bar.
Oh no!
But it had a bar.
But
in it.
I'll say,
bar, a
but
lot of
everybody
drinking.
drinks. So, honestly, this was the only other movie I will confidently give a 5 out of 5.
Really?
Wow.
So,
No glaring things to knock you off of that?
it was a product of its time. So I can't comment on, the special effects were shitty, because in 1988, the special effects were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They won an Academy Award for that.
Yeah. So really, okay, in 2025, what? Special effects from 1988 weren't good? No. So,
Horrible.
Well, I didn't even think that the special effects weren't that good. Because like the way I watched it, the special effects held up much better than I expected.
mhm.
Like, I know you guys did the high def route, and then you can notice stuff a lot more there, but like watching a normal standard definition, except for the Toontown stuff.
Yeah, the Toontown stuff, really.
Yeah. The Toontown stuff is a little rough, but other than that, the rest of it was almost seamless.
As a child, I was 9 years old when this movie came out, and I did not disbelieve that there were toons interacting with humans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, again, I can give it the perfect rating. The belief structure was there. It was an absolute phenomenal movie. Watching it again today, even though I didn't have 100% of my concentration involved, I still sit back and I'm like emotionally attached to this movie. Not because it's sad or anything, but just because it was such a core memory of mine growing up. So I remember this movie being talked about on the radio. We listened to the radio a lot growing up, like the radio hosts and everything like that. And
What else is there to do in
yeah,
Saskatchewan?
really. Like the whole Mel Blanc thing, because it was right after this movie Mel Blanc died. So,
I thought he died in like the early 90s.
well, right after, within a couple of years, because this was 88, like I said. So, but yeah, so I don't know. I just love it. That's all I have to say. Jeff?
Oh, bad time for a yawn.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah, way to go.
When I don't have the nostalgia for this movie like you do, like I know I said it was one of my earliest theater experiences, but this movie never grew up with me. Like I watched it a couple times as a kid. Didn't really care for it as a kid, to be perfectly honest. Like it was a spectacle, but like, I don't know, I thought the whole cartoon real life was kind of a cheesy thing. I meant to talk about when the gorilla throws him out, how that effect I didn't think was that great, because they just look awkward, right? And stuff like that as a kid, I guess didn't care for. Watching back now as an adult for the first time in like probably 30 years since I've seen this movie, it's a lot better done movie than I gave it credit for. Like, I love a good detective story with like little foreshadowing, and it wasn't quite hold your hand, but it was obvious enough that a younger audience could see it, but it wasn't blam right in your face, right?
Yeah.
Like there was little tiny touches, and so that gets really big kudos from me. There is some movies got a movie moments that doesn't have the best plot points, but for the most part, I actually love the plot of this movie. I love the acting, the special effects. The way I watch it actually really held up, except for Toontown. And Toontown was a fucking acid trip. It was just a crazy, crazy acid trip.
But more just in that entrance point, not once they're in.
Yeah, once they're
once
in.
they're in, it's a little different.
Well, it was a bit of an acid trip inside. The fucking bullets going whichever direction, and the fake Jessica Rabbit.
Which way did he go? I don't know. I think he went that way. All right, let's go.
A bunch of dum-dums. I do love the tomahawk bullet, where he throws the bottle in the air and the tomahawk bullet goes, yeah!
That may be canceled today.
I just love the
Yeah.
cultural appropriation. I still love it though.
Yeah.
Just the axe going through the bottle is pretty freaking cool. I've been wavering on the fence all day on my rating, because my first rating, I had it as a Last Crusade for like a little while there, and I started nitpicking and picking away at that rating, and I had it down to a Raiders of a Lost Ark there for a little while. And I think I've built myself back up again. I think I'm going to give it a Raiders of the Lost Ark and quarter of a Last Crusade. Is how I'm going to rate it.
That's pretty good.
Because
That is
it's
pretty good.
I think it's superbly acted. I think it was superbly developed. And it's, I don't know, do you guys think it aged poorly? Because I actually kind of think it's kind of timeless.
Well, again, shy of there's a bit of appropriation throughout the movie, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, now that I think about
Yeah.
it, there is. Yeah.
But other than that, yes, it completely aged well.
Like, were the effects that bad in HD, or was it just, were they still pretty?
Only in the zoom-ins were they
The
bad.
Yeah.
zoom-ins in Toontown when they
Yeah.
entered in. That's about it.
Because
Everything
you're right,
else
the
wasn't.
gorilla scene was probably my second least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Of-
Yeah, that's pretty egregious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't talk about patty cake.
Why there's a sexual innuendo with the game of patty
Yeah,
cake?
right.
It was like,
Patty.
Literally patty cake.
it sounded really bad.
Patty
Yep.
cake. Patty cake.
Patty cake.
Patty cake.
You hear like the heavy breathing's going on? Like, oh my god, what the fuck am I watching?
Patty cake.
And then you find out it's literally patty cake.
Yeah.
What?
When they're doing the pictures and they make like that.
Yeah. Why patty cake?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark, quarter. What? You know what? Half of Last Crusade.
Oh,
I'm
look at
bumping it back up
You
again.
just jumped from like 88 to like 95.
Yeah,
I think that's
right off the
88
hop.
to 90, actually.
I was gonna say 90, but I was second guessing it.
Yeah.
So okay. Regardless, that's a great rating for me.
Yeah,
So
that's a pretty. Yeah, it might be a little too high. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it there.
I'm waiting for an unintelligent viewer to be like, I wonder what he gives Last Crusade.
Yeah, I think I gave Last Crusade a Last Crusade.
Weird.
I think I was still doing the number rating at that time.
I
No,
think
we weren't rating movies yet.
yeah, and I think it was soon after. I mean, granted, that was only our
Wait.
third movie, but
What we did was that we rated the Indiana Jones movies in the next one, and that's
Yeah.
where it came
yeah,
from.
yeah, because this Last
So we
Crusade
got-
was our third ever podcast.
So
So
if you guys ever want to know where my rating system comes from, listen to the 4th podcast we've ever done. That's where it came from. Oh. But, Danny, here you've been working hard. What's new in your world?
Oh, not much. Still keep working.
I hear you're on a 7-day hitch right now.
Yep, 7-day hitch.
Ugh.
Tomorrow will be my 6th. Tuesday will be my 7th. Saturday.
good math.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Saturday I'm there till 4, and then when 4 o'clock hits, I'm on holidays for a week.
Woohoo!
Yep. So I'll probably maybe come in Sunday and play some video games. See if I can do the tourney.
Oh, is the tourney next weekend?
Yep.
Yep, Sunday.
Week from today.
It's
Yep.
Sunday.
Yep.
Oh. Well then, I'm on call this weekend, so yeah, that's unfortunate. I am coming into the tournament as well with my kids though, so Corey, what do you got going on?
Tournament.
Wow, what a salesman, eh?
Yeah.
Tournament! While the rest of us give it all hype and everything. Tournament.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Next Sunday.
Mr. Charisma, settle down.
Aren't you not changing your hours tomorrow? Or tomorrow?
Settle down. I'm getting there.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Frickin' breathe.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway.
Just said tournament.
No, yeah, the next Sunday, April 6th, 12 o'clock, it will be our Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Tournament.
Woohoo!
Nice.
As of tomorrow, our hours changed. We bumped up an hour for the week, so we are now 10 to 7, Monday to Thursday, and then we bumped up 2 hours on the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, 10 to 9, and then Sundays, we are now open 12 to 5.
Are you excited about the Sundays, or are you kind of
I told Steven flat out, because Steven's going to work the Sundays, that I will be with him for the first probably month or so, but afterwards he's going to be doing it on his own, so. Except for tournaments, obviously, so.
Are the tournaments going to stay on Sundays?
Yes.
Why?
I think I would much rather have the regular Saturday crowd giving me my regular Saturday crowd sales, and then Sunday, where I don't expect a lot of sales, to have the crowd in so that they can make the sales.
I feel like Sunday tournaments are going to be less of a turnout.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Because they're early, right? It's not like they're in the evening or anything.
Well, I guess.
So.
I don't know. I guess Sunday, there's just not a lot going on in this town. So.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
This downtown core needs a facelift, and my goal has always been to be the catalyst for that change. So.
Is there a new shop in the back of your shop?
I think we talked about that last week.
It wasn't open yet.
It wasn't open yet. Did you
Yeah.
have like a soft opening
Yeah.
this past week?
This past Monday, so yeah. This past Monday we had our soft opening. Had a few people in. I could probably count on one hand, but still the buzz is out there. People are talking about it. I know you saw it, but
That was Tuesday you had your soft opening.
oh yeah, it was Tuesday because we were busy Monday. But yeah, there is a Facebook group called Cameras Today, and apparently due to quantity of posts, I wouldn't say quality, although I looked at all the stats and it was definitely quality too. We became the cover art for this month for the Cameras Today Facebook page because we are getting our word out and people are talking, and I'm still getting people coming in, even Saturday, people coming in, oh yeah, I've been meaning to come here, I haven't been here yet, and I want to find that sweet spot where I'd much rather have people not come in because they don't need to than people come in, oh, I've never heard of you. I want them to know we're here and then just come in. Like, obviously I don't want people to come in just to be a body. I want people to come in and buy.
Well,
but
you need bodies in the back playing games.
Right. So, and I've got a lot of people, like, I mean, Danny, you said it. I've got a lot of people who are like, I think I'm going to come to. I actually had a Facebook message yesterday saying, what are your slots? I'm like, well, we don't really have slots to speak of, but if I could guess, because it was 5 o'clock when they sent it to me, I said between 5:30 and 6:30 or 6 and 7. And they're like, oh, you're not open till 8? I said, no. Oh, well, we won't be able to make that time, but maybe later this week or whatever, maybe next weekend. And they were going to bring 2 kids in.
You told them that you were upping your hours.
Yeah, I think they misread, and they admitted that afterwards. Oh, I read that wrong. Mm-hmm. But either way, I think the new hours, it's going to be a slow burn, but I know I had Roger in here yesterday, and he said he's excited for the new hours. He thinks it's going to really do good things. So.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
The closing as early as you did, like I know there's lots of times I didn't come just because you closed so early, right? But yeah, but a person needs a life too, right?
Yeah, which I'm slowly but surely surrendering. So.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I need money. So.
Why have a life?
Yeah, it's overrated.
Yeah, right?
Plus, really, when I'm not at work, I'm lying down playing on my phone, so this is good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will lie down and play on my phone in there when I'm not busy, so I may have totally passed out a little bit Saturday morning. So, but luckily, the door chime wakes me up. So
when you got the boys working in here, it'll be a big difference.
Yeah.
And you got to get one. You need a Monday employee. That's what you need.
Yeah.
A Monday or Tuesday employee.
And I know I can find someone. That's not the concern. I just gotta have the disposable income to pay someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, which on a full day, 8-hour day, that's only
Not a discussion for here.
yeah, I can't even think of it now. So, anyway, yeah, Jeff, what's going on? How's things? How's life?
How broke my nose on Friday. So that was interesting.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that was awesome. Snow plowed and hit a nice big old soft spot. Boom, nose meets steering wheel. So I got a bit of a couple black eyes and some stitches on my face. That's amazing.
That'll learn you to backtalk your wife.
Yeah, that'll teach you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that woman's got a mean back. On call next week, so all the hectic craziness. It has been an insane week. Just insane. Like,
Not bad.
I could tell you guys how bad the Friday was, but it would take another hour. All the issues we had Friday, on top of me breaking my nose at work, is this weather change.
I was gonna say the weather must have just been horrible for especially the 2 days we had that snow.
It wreaks havoc.
Yep.
I guess it.
Well, aside from your sewer burst on 50th, is there any other pipe bursts?
Let's not talk about it.
Okay. Okay. Moving on.
There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Moving on.
Yeah, and if we don't talk about it, it doesn't happen.
It
But
doesn't
like,
happen.
yeah, there's been stuff going on. I still got a major repair to do on a sewer lift station that I've been trying to get done for 3 months.
Ooh.
Tuesday was supposed to be the date. Last week put us so behind, I have to cancel 3 months of planning and kick it on down the can. Like I had
Damn.
a Fortis coming down. I had 2 cranes involved. I had a confined space permit that I had to fill in. All that I need to move and change all my planning. It's just, it's so wild right now. But yeah. And this is gonna be a cool ass scar, right, guys?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
My boss goes, chicks dig scars. My wife's gonna be thrilled that chicks are gonna dig this scar.
Hey, honey, guess what? I'm gonna get all the girls. No, you're not. Okay.
we were sitting on the couch. I was like, you think it's gonna be a cool looking scar? And she pulls up hers, and she's got a big scar on her knee here because I'm showing my white gams off. The podcasters can't see that, and I'm just like, my boss says that chicks dig scars. Yeah, honey, you want to go pick up some chicks? You show them your knee. Oh. But it's getting late, guys. I wanted an early Sunday. I'm probably not getting my wish, but that's okay. Say goodnight, Danny.
Good night, Danny.
Say goodnight, Corey.
Good night, all.
Oh,
I didn't know if we wanted to continue that or not, but good night, Corey.
you
You
missed
ruined
the
it.
moment. You missed the moment.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Keep your stick on the ice out there, folks.
Is that it?